everyone, and welcome to a new video here on my channel. Today we're going to talk about the Holtz Distress inks, and I'm going to show you how I refresh my distress ink markers, and I'm going to show you how I store my re-inkers, because having recently fallen in love with the distress ink collection, it's just gorgeous. The colors are so vibrant, but at the same time very soft and vintagey, and it's just lovely. It's lovely, lovely, lovely to color with these mediums, and I prefer it to coloring with my watercolor palettes or my watercolor pencils. Previously I have used, and before I got my distress inks, I used these pencils from Faber-Castell, and it's the watercolor pencils, and they're great, they're lovely, and I liked using them, but there is such a big difference between colouring with watercolour palettes or watercolour pencils to using the distress inks. For example, here we've got an image which I've coloured with my watercolour palettes and my watercolour pencils, and as you see, I'm happy with it. But if I compare it to an image that I've coloured with my distress inks, is quite a big difference, and especially with how the colors blends so much more lovelier with the distress inks than with the watercolors. So it's just something that I want the whole collection. I've not got all of the colors just yet, but I'm literally filling up my chart here, which I printed from Reinker ink, and all of the ones that I've got in and across there next to it, I've got the color. So I'm literally just missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 5 more inks that I can get, and then I've got the whole collection. And one of the colors is Speckled Egg, and Speckled Egg is actually a new color for 2020. Holtz is releasing, I think it's 8 or 9 new colors for 2020 in the Distress Ink series. And it's going to be really, really fun to see what colors are up next. Speckled Egg is this beautiful minty green color, and I just love it. So I'm going to start off by showing you how I refresh my markers, because they go out very quickly and they dry very quickly. So if I just pick one of my colors that I need to refresh, this is the Broken China distress marker, and I then take just the brush tip, because the brush tip is what I use. I don't use the fine tip, and I just got a piece of scrap paper here. This is some watercolor paper, and I'm just literally going to show you that this is so dry. It's very, very dry, and that's not something that we want. So I'm then going to take my distress refresher, I'm going to shake it a little bit, and then I'm going to take the brush tip, and I'm going to spray just literally like 1, 2, and 3, and then I'm going to take the cork and I'm just going to close it, and then I'm going to shake the pen a little bit. This is how I do it. And I'm just going to shake it a little bit to get that this spray really soaking into the ink. And then I'm going to show you the difference. So let me not, there's loads of water there, so let me show you. And this is the result after I've used the refresher. So obviously you see there's a big difference there between how you can actually refresh your distress ink markers. So that's a great little tip for you how to make these come to life again with the distress refresher. And then I've got my re-inkers, and I store all of my re-inkers in this little case. It's originally meant for essential oils, but it works perfectly with the reinkers. So this essential oil case stores 70 reinkers, and obviously the whole set that Tim Holtz has currently released is 62 distress inks, so 61 that was released I think 5 years ago, and then he started releasing some new reinkers this year. So it's with the speckled egg, it's 62 colors, and I keep them in this little case. It's perfect. The only thing I need to do is I need to get some sort of label machine to actually put the names here, so I can see the color and the name for me easily being able to use these to color with. And it's a perfect storage. It's quite heavy, obviously, because there's a lot of reinkers, but you can easily store your reinkers in this little case, and then when you're not using them anymore, you can literally just close the case, and you've got a handle as well to carry them. I've made these little palettes as well with the distress ink. This is for the reinkers, and it's the skin and hair colors that I use when I color, and then literally this is the ink, and you need such a tiny bit of ink, so every time you color you literally need almost nothing, and that's why you need to use some micro brushes, and you just use the micro brushes, a little bit of ink, a little bit of water, and then you blend and blend and blend and blend. It's literally all about the blending, and because I'm not a pro at the moment, I'm literally just starting out, it's something I need to get used to. The blending is so important, but I definitely recommend getting the micro brushes, because without them you're lost. I mean, you wouldn't be able to use such a big brush like this to color with the reinker. It just wouldn't look good. And then what I like to do when I finished my coloring, like for example on this one, I use my gel pen to just highlight. I might have gone a little bit overboard with this highlighting, but the more I color, the better I get. So that's also a little tip, to use like a gel pen to highlight. And that's literally my tips and tricks for today with my new love for the distress inks. I'm definitely though recommending this case that's originally for essential oils. It's great. It's just perfect. And you can find it on Amazon, and then also this chart is great to have. And I can just literally, what I can do is, I got the case here obviously, and I can just tape this chart to the back of the case, and in that way I'm able to see all of the colors when I'm creating. And that's it really. I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and if you have, be sure to push a little thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!